you imagine waking up every single day feeling absolutely unshakable? Opening your eyes and having no single doubt in your mind as to who you are, how much you're worth, or what you have within you to do in this world. You don't need people telling you that you're enough. You don't need them to shine a light on you to feel worthy. You just know. How great is that? Sounds like the ultimate destination, the end of all ends, where peace and happiness are sought. But here's the truth. Most people don't feel this way. In fact, people give their power away without even realizing it. They want someone's approval. They pursue validation, thinking that respect is elicited from sources outside themselves. More likes on social media, compliments by friends, or praise by colleagues. However, the catch is this. Self-respect is not something people can give you. Rather, you need to claim it for yourself. Think about that a minute. What is it really to stake a claim on your own self-respect? Not to wait for anyone else to find out you're worth something, but to know your worth while the world may be telling you otherwise? That is where it happens. That's where freedom starts. Do you see what I'm getting at? We're so constantly looking outward for validation in today's world. We want the world to agree with us, to tell us we matter, that we're good enough. The truth remains that no amount of likes, comments, or compliments pouring through your feeds can fill up this space. The gnawing hollow of seeking validation outside of yourself is something you're never going to fix by following somebody else's opinions. You can't be recognized enough. It's just that you haven't recognized your worth. By the end of this video, I hope you grasp that the journey to success, fulfillment, and true happiness starts right here. With you, when you start to claim your own self-respect and stop waiting for the world to give it to you. You ready to take that first step toward transformation? All right, let's dive in. What is self-respect? But beyond the excitement of being proud of oneself and an admirable self at all times, self-respect is about transcending the realization that you are worth something even when nobody around you seems to know it. It's about not being moved by the angles and verdicts of life, nor the opinion of the people. A real sense of value that stands firm through ups and downs of life. Okay, here is some bad news for you. If you don't respect yourself, no one else will. I know you won't like this much, but just take a minute to let it settle in, because it is one of those truths that we all initially try to shun away because they force us to turn inward. Can you remember the last occasion that you were treated poorly? It might have been in a relationship, friendship, or at work. Maybe you did not speak up for yourself, were silent, or let things slide. Why did you let it happen? You must have thought at some level you deserve that. But here is the thing. People treat you how you permit them to treat you. The respect that other people give you often revolves around the respect you have put into yourself. If you can tolerate disrespect, you will be disrespected. That is what the law of attraction teaches you. The brutal truth, respect is not a favor, it's a standard. When you do not hold yourself to a higher standard, then you're giving others permission to treat you as though you didn't matter. And once that happens, you begin chipping away at your sense of self-worth. So let me ask you, when is the last time you really looked in the mirror and asked yourself, do I truly respect myself? Am I showing up for myself in the way that I deserve? Think about that, because your self-worth is directly connected to how others will value you. But here's the good news. Self-respect isn't something you're born with. It's not a trait that is simply either there or it isn't. Instead, it is something you can build. You can cultivate it. And I'm about to show you how. Let's break it down into two foundational principles that are going to help you start your journey towards self-respect today. Number 1. Boundaries, the first key to self-respect. The first principle of self-respect is boundaries. You know what you must be thinking. Boundaries? But I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I don't want to appear rude or selfish. Haven't we all been there, haven't we? We all agreed to do things we didn't want to do because we feared someone's feelings would be hurt or that they'd become mad at us. But here's the cold, hard truth. If you do not establish boundaries, you will burn out, not just in body, but in mind and heart too. You will be resentful and frustrated at the constant demand from others, ultimately draining out. But why is that? Why do we keep saying yes when obviously it doesn't benefit us? Well, the answer is simple. When you say yes to something which has nothing to do with your values and priorities, you're actually saying no to yourself. You are saying no to your personal growth, happiness, and well-being. You are putting everyone else's needs above yours, and eventually, you'll have nothing more to give. Here's a radical thought. Boundaries are not walls, they're gates. They're there to protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. A boundary is in place to ensure you show up for others without draining yourself. They allow you to establish time for you without guilt. Think of it this way. Every time you say no to something that doesn't have a place in your values, you're saying yes to what really matters. You are giving yourself a chance to grow, to flourish, and to live up to your own standards, not to somebody else's. The world will behave with your time and energy in a better way if you let them see that those things are precious. So, what's one boundary you need to set right now? Maybe it's saying no to the toxic friend, not taking on that one more work task that's going to drain you or your time. Over the next few days, how do you think you will set and maintain that boundary? Write it down, commit to it, honor yourself by following through. Number 2, consistency. The second key to self-respect. The second key principle of self-respect is consistency. This is the one that makes all the difference. Self-respect does not have a light switch. That is, it's not about showing up for yourself only when the timing is good or things are going well. It's about showing up each day, even when you do not feel like it. It is about doing the things you said you would do when the excitement from the first month wears off. It's about creating habits and routines that show who you are and sticking to them even when it gets tough. Therefore, here's the question. When you consistently fail to keep promises to yourself, what message are you sending? You wake up early planning to exercise and hit the snooze button. What are you really saying? That your word is not important, that your commitments are easily broken, and that your needs don't matter. How can others respect you if you do not respect your word? The same reason why you should not be respected by other people is that you cannot keep promises with yourself. It really builds up for self-respect, being consistent or following through in what you say, little as how big it is. The point is, this is hard. Consistency is. Actual self-respect comes through following through with commitment even when inconvenient, difficult, or just when you'd rather quit. Most people fall short here, but that's where magic happens. So let's ask you, what's one promise you can make to yourself in this moment that will set you on the path to greater self-respect? It could be committing to a healthier routine, working on a personal goal, or simply to stop putting yourself last. Whatever it is, make it non-negotiable. Now that you understand the two foundational principles, boundaries and consistency, let's explore how self-respect impacts the world around you. When you start showing self-respect, things begin to shift for you around how people will treat you. You don't allow people to do whatever they want with you. Rather, you become a person commanding respect. Humans can smell self-respect from a mile away. When you're showing respect to yourself, others will too. Let's talk about relationships. If you are in a romantic relationship, friendship, or even professional relationship with someone who does not make you feel valued, chances are you have not set the correct boundaries. Well, if you let people treat you badly, they will treat you badly. But the moment you begin insisting that everyone else respect you, And you know how to do that is to make yourself behave better, saying no when you need to. You will watch the world around you shift. This sets the tone for how others will treat you. Respect given to myself. You attract like-minded people, people who honor my time, my energy, and my boundaries. I can't take disrespect because I deserve the best. That isn't the end. How about your career? Now you stop being a nobody. You know you deserve so much more than that. You do not wait for anyone to give you an opportunity. You take the opportunities when they come your way. You are not afraid to negotiate for what you are worth, whether it be your paycheck, that promotion, or some recognition because you believe in what you bring to the table. How long has it been since you were fearful of going after something you knew you deserved in the workplace? Perhaps it was a raise that you felt you should be asking for, but you were too scared to ask for. Or perhaps a position that you felt that you weren't qualified for. That shyness? It's the result of a lack of self-respect. When you have no self-respect, you do not go after something you deserve. But when you find it in yourself to start respecting yourself, everything changes. You'll come to realize that you are worth the opportunities and recognition and success that would result from knowing your value. So I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to demand that kind of respect from yourself? Are you ready to stop waiting for someone else to validate your worth and start entering into your power? Because it is in your hands. Or at least you have the right to wait for some other person to realize how valuable you are or start to appreciate yourself. Either keep letting other people decide with what treatment you have to be satisfied, or start drawing your own lines and living in keeping with your own values. The good news is, the power to make that choice is yours today. It's yours to take. And there's just one more thing I want to leave you with before I go. One final actionable step, which will help you start building the self-respect you deserve. Self-respect isn't something you want. It's something you need. It's the foundation on which your career, relationships, and personal fulfillment are built. If you don't have self-respect, nothing else works. So how do you start building it today? I want you to think of one thing you can do today to build your self-respect. One boundary you can set, one thing you can promise to keep. It doesn't have to be huge, but it's something that acknowledges the value in you. It might be saying no to something that really sucks the life out of you. It may be staying committed and focusing on what you want, even when things get tough. Maybe it's just learning to forgive yourself and keep going with renewed self-respect. Now, when you know the action, do it. Today. Don't wait. The longer you wait, the further down the line you will be on that cycle of self-doubt and people-pleasing. But when you make that action, you step into the life you deserve. That is the life where you know you are worth it and command respect. So what is it? What is something you can do today to begin treating yourself more profoundly? Pick this and act on it. Your future self will thank you. Yes, I know beginning this path doesn't exactly come easy. That is not easy to do, to draw that line in the sand and say, this is where I stop accepting less than I deserve. But trust me, the rewards are worth it. And when you learn to respect yourself, the world around you starts to change. You will find that people treat you with a much higher level of respect, opportunities start lining up with your real potential, and life itself becomes more congruent with who you are meant to be. So that's the bottom line. Respect yourself first, and the rest of the world follows. The more you honor your own worth, the more other people will honor it too. And that's where transformation really happens. Thank you for watching. If this video inspires you, if it gives you that spark to start demanding respect from whom you deserve, then hit that like button, share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more content that'll help you level up in every area of your life. Remember, self-respect is not a pleasure, but a necessity. Start today and take your journey ahead. Self-respect awaits you.